Welcome to part 3. Next, we want to understand how to change the attribute at our level. For example, how we can change the velocity without entering into Niagara. Look here, we have different parameters. For example, the parameters in emitter attribute section. These attributes and parameters belong to this section, and the parameters and particle attribute are used in these two sections. These parameters belong to these two sections. So if you pay attention, here we have a section called user expose, a section that we can the user can access to the attribute. If you select the particle, as you can see, we have override parameters here. For example, I can come here and define this value as user parameters. I select read from user attribute. This section creates one parameters for us, and if I go to level, we can see the parameters here, and we can change the number. Here in the parameters section, I can access the parameters we made before and change the default value. I set 100. I can do the same thing for lifetime max, or we can come here and create float value. I call it size, and we can define the size attribute with drag the value we made. In the user parameter section, I set the size to 1. Now you can see the result, and we can change the size to, for example, 60. Now let's talk about this section, fixed bounds. If I disable velocity module or function here and define the radius of the sphere as a user parameter, at the level I can change this number to 500. Yeah. If I'm going to set the lifetime mode to direct set and change the lifetime value to 10. Yeah. Okay, pay attention what's happened. If I change the view, the particle will be disappear. Okay. If I set the sphere radius to 1000, as you can see, if I change the view angle, particle will be disappear. That's it. If the camera sees the center of the particle, it will be display the particle, but if I change the angle, the particle will be disappear. If I click here, fixed bounds show up in the viewport. As you can see, the fixed bounds was set to this number, minus 100 to 100, and if I set the sphere radius to 1000, if I look carefully, the particle will spawn outside of the fixed bounds. Now if I select the emitter and in the fixed bound section icon select the fixed bound emitter, the number change. So Now if I change the view, as you can see, we can still have the particle. Okay, now I want to talk about the local space. Okay, let me I set the sphere radius to 100 and active the velocity function. Now if I move the particle around the y-axis, the particle is spawned, the particle continue to move in the environment, but if I active the local space, now as you can see, particle ignore the board movement along the y-axis. They move in their private local space. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel.